other one that I want to get into right now is John Collins. According to Shams Charania, Dallas, Miami, San Antonio, and Minnesota are all teams expected to show interest in Collins, believing he could be attainable as a restricted free agent, sources said. Hawks owner Tony Ressler said after the season he hoped that the team reached a fair agreement with Collins. Will decides find that threshold. This is something we talked about a couple days ago. We did a full John Collins episode, broke down his whole game, so you can check out that for a full breakdown. But let's just give our take right now if somebody didn't listen to that episode. What's your quick take there on John Collins?
Yeah, I mean, a young guy, shoots the three really well. I think the misconception about him is he's just a dunker and just an athletic for Amari Stoudemire type guy, and that's not
Yeah,
really the
that's
case.
interesting.
He can shoot a three really well. And, I think you can go back to our pod and listen to all of our in-depth stuff and a lot of our takes and opinions on that. But his fit with KP is not perfect. And so I've seen a lot of feedback after that pod, a lot of comments on YouTube and everything. It was like, hey, if we get John Collins on Twitter, we got to get rid of KP at that point. I don't know where I stand on that. It's like you have to have one or the other. But I think the bigger question is, are you ready to are you ready to be paying over $50 million to two guys in the front court, to a KP, John Collins, that you would still have, defensive question marks? You would still have the question unanswered of who's going to be your secondary creator on offense. You'd still have the question mark of who's going to run the offense when Luka's off the floor. So all that to say is there would definitely still be questions that you need to be answered, but there's a price tag to John Collins, and it looks like it's probably going to be close to his max. And are you willing to pay that?
Yeah, he's a restricted free agent, so it ties up your money. It's really tough to try and offer a free agent like that, waste a couple of days in free agency. The other team has 3 days to match it. And then all of a sudden you're going back and saying, well, now all the free agents are gone because we wasted this time trying to get. So restricted free agency is tricky in general. But then even with John Collins, once you get him, his fit with KP isn't great. Offensively, I think it could work really well. Offensively, you have a pick and roll, pick and pop partner with Luka and John Collins, and both guys can space the floor, both guys can roll, both guys, John Collins a little bit better than Porzingis. John Collins a much better rebounder than Porzingis, so that gives you a better rebounder in the front court than a Maxey, than a Dwight Powell, and so that adds, that fixes a couple of things there, but all the things that Isaac said are still true, not a secondary creator and all that. So Dallas should show interest. I'd be surprised if they pulled off a deal for him, but I mean, anything can happen. And it'll be interesting to see if the Hawks don't match it. But all the comments from Tony Ressler, the owner of the Hawks, got me perking my ears up a
Yeah.
little bit to see if they're actually going to go through with this. So